There has never been so much misinformation about a DLC in Shinobi Striker history with the Reanimated Itachi DLC and Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. We're gonna go through the BS and straight to the fact. Let's go.
I lost gang numbers, I can't act cool. I got gang scriptures in my tattoos. I was running from the police in my trap shoes. Posted trying to flip 100, I come back full. Come from nothing, but I blossomed to a tycoon. Betrayal scars, can't stop thinking.
Huge shout out to Ernie Burns. I was making my video and he posted the same build. He has a whole video about this single build. So if you want a longer video about this build, it's down in the description. Now you are going to need the Glimmering Flame Ninja tool. Now if you don't have that, you can go ahead and sub that out with Ninja tool, and we'll talk about what jutsu you're going to sub it out for. Your first jutsu is actually going to be Heavy Boulder, which does reduce the movement speed, attack tracking ability, and evasion distance of your enemy, but for yourself, it boosts that defense. For the second jutsu, I had to go with the Osaka Bead. Now this is a powerhouse 20-second cooldown from the Itachi DLC. This jutsu is ridiculous. It's like a boomerang that you can throw and it comes back, but it is hard to hit up close. Let's keep that Uchiha style going with Uchiha Shuriken Jutsu from the Sarada ult. Listen guys, this is one of the few jutsus in all of Shinobi Strikers that can do a powerful hit and heal you at the same time, and with no healing ability, we're going to need a quick ultimate that can also heal us and do great damage. Here's how the build works: Square Stun, Heavy Boulder, Glimmering Flame tool, and then you need to backflip and then throw the Osaka Beads, and I'll tell you why you need to do all this. The main thing you need to worry about is substitutions on this build. That's why we throw out those Square Stuns and the Heavy Boulder out before we even throw the Glimmering Flame tool to make sure we do not waste it, because that Ninja tool does take a while to come back, and the reason why we backflip is because the Osaka Beads up close is just trash. From afar, it does greater damage. Guys, if you don't have Glimmering Flame tool, do not worry. Just sub out Heavy Boulder for Shadow Stitching, and it still should work, and whatever Ninja tool you want to work with the Osaka Beads. Here are the stats I'm using for this first build. Are you guys ready for build number 2? The first jutsu of the second build is actually going to be True Seeing Orbs, which is from the Naruto DLC, which is also a 22-second cooldown, which you get in an orb, and you basically are bumper cars, and once you activate it, it gets rid of people's jutsus once they are hit with the True Seeing Orbs. Guys, we'll be using Osaka Beads again for this build, but we'll be using a tad bit different. The ultimate is going to be from Tsunade Long Distance Healing. Now, the thing about long distance, we can heal our allies from anywhere and also help them with their special gauge, and it cures status ailments. Healers no longer will be pushed around on base. They control the base, and no longer it's a defense only type of thing. You can use your Truth Seeking Orbs to bounce people off, and as soon as you activate that second phase to throw the orb, everybody seems to crash in on you, but no more. We are going to use those Osaka Beads and smack them right back off the base, and we're going to use that long distance to heal our allies since we have no healing jutsus, and we're going to give them their secret technique gauge as soon as possible, and we have that heal tag for anybody that's around us. I think this build is going to be one of the best in Shinobi Strikers. Here are the stats for this build. Let's hop into build number 3. The first jutsu of build number 3 is Shadow Stitching, which we know stuns our enemy and lowers their defense. The second jutsu is Tsukiyomi from the Itachi DLC, which puts your opponent under a Kenjutsu, and you have to wait until it basically pops for any of the status or damage to appear. And for the ultimate, we have Ceiling Jutsu String Light Formation. Do not click off the video, let me explain. This formation actually goes really well with this build, especially since it's an unknown fact that restriction damage lowers the defense, and this also seals the substitution, so you can just beat on anyone inside this ceiling formation. Here's the game plan for this build. You're gonna need a triangle or square Shadow Stitching and then Tsukiyomi, and let them cook for a little bit until they pop, and then when they do, you square stun them or just square combo them or triangle, whatever you have, and there you go. I'm feeling so generous. I'm gonna give you a helpful tint on the Itachi ultimate. Guys, it's kind of ridiculous on how this works. I think we can all agree how annoying it is after you use the Izanagi. You can only see half your screen. What if I tell you there's a way to fix that in Shinobi Striker? Do not tell anybody about this. Pop that Izanagi, wait for the second phase. Right before you pop it, use Byakugan, and you no longer will have that blinding effect on the left screen. I don't know why it does this, but this is what your character looks like when you use both. Now, this is really cool to me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.